is called Three Agents and a Lender. Three Agents and a Lender. So good. I like that. Okay. So I'm surrounded by badass beauties right here who are all in real estate, and I get to just do life with all you ladies, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And time again, we talk about this because we see things fall apart, unfortunately. This is the biggest purchase of people's lives. It is the most wonderful industry to be in. I don't care if it's a crappy market, a great market. Bottom line is we get to be part of people's life-changing events, which is purchasing. I have the chills, which is purchasing real estate. But it totally matters who you work with.
It does.
Yes. So that's what we're talking about. So go on, that's it.
Well, let's start with new builds. A lot of times what you'll do is you say, oh my gosh, let's go see these beautiful new homes. And they are. Let's face it, nobody's lived in them. Stagers have gone through and set them up to be absolutely gorgeous. The people you meet in the front office are wonderful, delightful, offering you water in 115-degree temperature here in Arizona anyway.
I got sparkling water at mine.
And so it's a wonderful experience, and these people are wonderful and they're delightful, and there's no denying that. The thing is this, once you sign on that dotted line without a realtor with you,
yes,
you have lost all representation from a neutral or somebody,
very true.
Not only a neutral person, but also a person who's on your side. Because guess who signs the paycheck to that wonderful person who gave you that water in that 115-degree weather? Their paycheck is signed by that builder, and that's who they answer to. They don't answer to the people who they sell homes to. So make sure that if you visit them, you have your realtor's card with you, or you say, yes, I do have a realtor. And any one of us will tell you, we've spoken with so many clients through the years that have dealt with this, and it's a nightmare trying to get your warranties done if you have to apply for those. 1-year inspections, to have somebody fix any of the things that come up in a 1-year inspection, and also understanding the HOA. They pawn it off onto another committee or another whatever, but your builder needs to know who they're bringing on initially as the HOA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just saying.
That's a great example.
It
Miss
is.
Selena.
I just had a recent experience with for sale by owners. Transaction ended up not happening. They chose to go with a large company and a big group of agents to help them. And, you know, seeing their situation, and it's something that's super emotional. You live in a home for 20 plus years. You want an agent to come in that's really going to take care of you emotionally and get you the best deal out of it and get you the largest amount of money that you can get and to negotiate for you. And not only that, you know, you're talking about new builds. You have so many runarounds just trying to get on the phone with people. Your agent is there, essentially. I know I'm there 24/7. I'm answering my phone. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm answering my phone for my clients, and you know, we're not just there to tell you, oh, sign this line, here's this contract, here's a lender, here's this. You're going to be venting to us more than you probably want to admit. Constant on the phone. I can't tell you how many times I've had a client, they're just calling me and venting to me about things, and I'm there to listen. We're there. We're a shoulder to cry on. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you, Gina?
Same as what you guys are both saying, honestly. Just being a representation for your clients, always being there for them. Like Alina said, just always being there answering the phones. First thing I always tell my clients is, my phone's always on, so don't ever hesitate. If it's 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and you have something that you want to ask me and you want to hesitate to call me or text, just do it.
Yeah.
If I'm not available or if I'm asleep, I'm going to get it in the morning and I'm going to respond.
Yep.
But the reason why I say that is because I do it too. I think of something that I need to tell my clients and I don't want to forget. So I pick up my phone and then I realize, oh my gosh, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm so sorry for this late text, but I don't want to forget to let you guys
But you
know.
send it anyway, right?
Yes, definitely. I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah.
You just want them to know that you're always there for them, and that's what we are. We're always there for you. You know, again, to Lena's point, it's a huge transaction. We know it's emotional for every party involved.
Yeah.
But it's what we love to do. So don't ever hesitate to call us. Don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. And just know that we have your best interest at heart always.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, always.
And if you're not feeling that, beginning, middle, or even towards the end about anyone, guess what? You could bow out. Like, you don't have to follow through. And I'll tell you, as a lender, there's nothing that you're signing with lenders that is putting you, in a contractual agreement with a lender. Like, you could bounce because it just that's your choice. So if you are ever not feeling that you're being supported and you're being communicated and you're not understanding things, you're not being walked through properly of this whole transaction, which is very confusing. It's still confusing even when I hear myself try to dumb it down so well. It's overwhelming. It's a lot to put on someone. But if you're not feeling like you're getting it, you got to move on.
Yeah.
Because it really, really does matter.
Yeah.
And it should be an amazing, amazing experience.
Yeah. Should we talk about some red flags maybe to look out for?
Yeah.
I would say number one, if your real estate agent or even a lender is taking like 8+ hours to respond sometimes.
Oh.
24 hours even.
See you later.
Yeah, I would say goodbye. If they're not answering your calls, taking a long time to get back to you. I was on vacation and was on my phone. I was getting out of the pool every 15 minutes to check my phone, so I really don't think there's an excuse, especially when you're in that stage of the transaction where things need to be getting done.
Yeah. And we choose this industry because, number one, there is a freedom, right? We're not clocking in 9 to 5. There's the freedom to be able to work for yourself, and it's wonderful. But there's also, this is what you sign up for, to have that freedom and to have the financial freedom to be able to work as hard as you want to work. But the time, the time constraint kind of comes with the territory, but that's what we're signing up for. So,
And I think too that another red flag is this. No matter how many homes your realtor that you're speaking with has sold, it means that they have a lot of experience, yes, of course. But do they know what you need out of your home?
Yeah.
Like 100 transactions in a year is a great thing and a wonderful thing to do. But now this is your home. This isn't those other 100 people. This is what you need out of your home. Are they asking you questions of what needs to happen during the transaction, what your expectations are of them? Are they asking you, what do you need? What's your bottom line? What are you going to need to see on a net sheet to know that you're going to be making some money off of this huge, huge investment that you've got all your nest egg into? And if they're not asking you questions and they're only talking about themselves, and the only thing they're doing is showing how great they are with everything that they've ever done, to me, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Just because of being in the industry for as many years as I have, I think that is probably one of the biggest scary parts to a seller, especially, is you've done a lot. Yeah, you have, but what are you going to do for me? Ask the questions. And if they don't ask you questions, huge red flag in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I think the big huge thing too is you want your agents to be relational and not transactional.
Right.
And a lot of agents out there are just transactional. They just give me the next. I just want to close deals. I want to make as much money as I can.
Right.
And you'll know those agents. So I think it's really a big red flag when you're just looking at those agents that, again, don't answer the phone, or they're very short on the phone, or they're rude to you, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not following that transaction with their heart.
Yeah.
So transactional versus relational.
Yep.
You want relational for sure.
And I think too, to your point, Alina, about the 4 agents that show that's a wonderful thing to have, a huge team, but you know, who's going to be stirring the pot and who's actually going to be showing up?
Yeah.
And does everybody have a different role? Like, and sometimes, and it's overwhelming enough as it is without bringing all these people into your home to say, you know, oh, here we are, you know, the real estate squad, and we're going to, you know, get it done. And, you know, just think of the things, because don't forget, it's you. This is about you. This isn't about anybody else. It's about you.
Well, and are they communicating?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So do they all know
Excellent.
what's happening in the transaction?
Right.
You know, or do they just know tidbits of things and then they're not communicating and then things are getting brushed under the rug or things just aren't getting finished?
Yep.
So that's huge too.
What
Yeah.
about red flags for lenders?
I think the communication thing is the biggest one. That's what I pride myself on, because again, and I think this comes from experience as well. The first property I bought was completely I think the processor was the only one I verbally spoke to throughout the whole process, and the lender wouldn't pick up the phone, would only text me, and I was like, this is crazy. I told him to lock in my rate. He didn't, and then it was more. So and again, I'm in the business, and it was really disappointing, but it showed me, I'm like, wow, that is like, if that's out there, that's out there.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm going to shine, because, you know, if you're not an over communicator in this type of environment, this type of business, you're done. Like, it just, so that's a big, big red flag. If someone doesn't get on the phone with you, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I think we ranted for
I think we
a
did.
while. So bottom line is, it matters who you work with throughout
Definitely.
the whole process.
Yeah.
And another huge bit of advice: if your agent says, "Hey, I have a lender who I think would fit perfect," listen to them,
Yes,
because
please.
they probably have a handful of lenders, and honestly, they're going to be fit for different personalities. So it's not that they're trying to push someone on you. I just think, again, it matters who you work with, and it's a relational, like you said, it's a relational thing.
Yeah.
So I think
All
referrals are the best. I wouldn't just Google who's the lender with the best interest rates, because honestly, that $32 you might be saving a month on your mortgage because of that quarter of a point. It really, it's not going to make a big difference in the scheme of the whole process. So
Yeah.
it matters.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
That's 3 agents and a lender.
Check you later.
Peace out.